This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
We are not able to hear anything.
Sorry, pardon guys. Actually, I was talking in mute. No problem. Now we will start it. Okay, just a minute. Now I'm audible for every one of you.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So now, guys, now we are going to start from the scratch. So my name is Vinay, and I have 10 plus years of work experience. Currently, I am working as a team lead in Bangalore in one of the most reputed company. And here for the ETL testing class, guys, I will be your trainer. Okay. In this 6 week of course duration, we are going to learn data warehouse, SQL, Informatica, QC Center, scheduling tool for the ETL testing, and at the last we will see two projects. Out of two projects, one project will be done from my side, and second project you guys have to do. And wherever you guys will do the mistake, there I will guide you for the same. So from this, what will happen? You will have hands-off work experience. And the moment you guys will get assigned with the work packages in the organization, so at that time you will not feel that you are in the lost world, how to start the work and how to end the work. Okay, so this project class will exactly give you that idea. And in this week of duration, we will learn from the data warehouse, what is data warehouse, purpose of the data warehouse, what is ETL, overview of ETL operation, ETL architecture, what is data mart? Types of data mart versus data warehouse. What is dimension table? Types of dimension table. What is fact table? Types of fact table. What is OLAP? What is OLTP? OLAP versus OLTP. What is data modeling? Types of data modeling. Star schema, snowflake schema, normalization, denormalization, slowly changing dimension like SCD and their types, uses of the SCD, and the surrogate key. These topic guys we will learn under data warehouse. It is one of the cloud. Okay, and this will be 2.5 day of course duration, completely theoretical. Once data warehouse is done, then we will jump for the SQL. In the SQL, we are going to learn history of the SQL, introduction of the SQL with Oracle database, DBMS versus RDBMS, data definition language, data manipulation language, transaction control language, data control language, data type, aggregate function, character function, date function, where clause, having clause, group by clause, logical operator, comparison operator, constant, case statement, rank dense rank, pseudo column, set operator, joins and types of joins like equijoin, non-equijoin, cross join, self join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, and so on. Then we will see the difference between inner join and equijoin, subquery, what is view with real-time example, useful SQL query for data validation, uses of the SQL function in transformation. So this one will be guys, the SQL will be 3.5 week of course duration, 100% practical. And for this, I will start it from the scratch. Okay, means those who don't have any prior knowledge about the SQL or AD coding knowledge, for them also it will be very helpful. Now, once the SQL will be over, then we will jump for Informatica. In the Informatica, we are going to learn introduction of the Informatica ETL tool, introduction of the Informatica components, Power Center Designer, Power Center Workflow Manager, Power Center Workflow Monitor, mapping, workflow, session, aggregate transformation, filter transformation, expression transformation, router transformation, joiner transformation, sequence generator transformation, lookup expression transformation, ETL test environment, these all environment with practical, ETL tester strategy, ETL testing methodology, ETL testing techniques, ETL functional testing, ETL performance testing, introduction of the slowly changing dimension like SCD, then SCD type 1, type 2, type 3, initial load, incremental load, surrogate key, surrogate key, testing technical attributes and flag, testing flat file data, testing with a different source and target, constant testing, ETL integration testing, ETL regression testing, ETL system testing, UAT testing, then designing the test cases, challenges in the data warehouse testing, database testing versus ETL data warehouse testing, about HTML and the BRD document, then data quality rules, and testing with the different transformation. Okay, and about the scheduling tool, like how to about the scheduling tools, how to schedule the job, how to run the job, how to verify the log files in the scheduling tool. So this Informatica guide, it will be 2 week of course duration, 70% practical, 30% theory. Okay, so overall, if you conclude, Then from this syllabus, data warehouse, 2.5 day of theoretical part, SQL, 3.5 week of 100% practical, Informatica, 1.5 week of duration, 70% practical, 30% theory. So guys, theory doesn't mean that we are going to cover such type of thing which is not required for the practical. Theory will be completely based and designed for interview perspective. Okay, consider one example. Imagine that the interviewer will ask that after 2 days your project release is there and still your testing is not completed. Minimum it will take 5 days of time. Okay, so how you will handle the situation? Consider another example. Imagine that they may ask that as a ETL tester, tell me exactly what is your roles and responsibility and how you used to get assigned with the work packages. Okay, means such type of question where you guys can get stuck in the interview. Those type of question we are going to discuss. Anyone? Any question, guys? Anyone? Any question? Okay, silence means
Yes,
no question.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, tell me.
Uh, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible.
So I have seen some many of the interviews, and
Mm-hmm.
the JD, they are looking for Python, Azure, and
Mm-hmm.
everything that is non-premise that is on the cloud premise database.
Yes, definitely. So the
So
cloud
this
is
course,
actually. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
in this course, I don't see that anything you are covered because the Informatica tool which you are providing the training, that
Mm-hmm.
in is from last 5 to 6 months, I am saying that many of the companies are asking for talent tool on the cloud.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for everything that migrating data from source to Azure through Python,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
data cleaning, all the things are there.
Mm-hmm.
Then moving data to creating pipeline for that, then moving data to the data warehouse, and that is also on
Okay.
the cloud.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So shall I give the answer?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So here, uh, see, the very first thing coming for the cloud. So guys, cloud is not a new thing. The day when the IT launched into the market, close to 30 year back, 40 year back, from that time to till time, and still it is running with the cloud. Okay, means some of the places we can see that cloud is on the demand. So cloud was always on the demand. It is not like today it is on the demand or since 5 months or 1 year or 2 year. From the day one, consider one example that imagine that as a ETL tester, what we are doing. So we are loading the data from the source table to the target table. That is our responsibility only. Okay, and how we will do? So we will do in the data warehouse. Data warehouse is what? Data warehouse is one of the cloud. Second thing that as you had confirmed that nowadays everything is getting moved from one database to another database, and that is happening. It happens every time because the ETL responsibility is that one only. ETL tester, as ETL tester, that is our responsibility only. Okay. So here the same thing I had mentioned over here in the syllabus in a different language. I feel that you didn't catch that one. 1 minute, I will show you the content. See over here, performance and scalability testing. This is the ETL performance testing, that is performance and scalability testing. Okay, so here the moment we are doing performance and scalability testing, here it ensures that whatever the data we are going to load, we are loading, it is getting loaded expected time frame or not. Your second question was that data is getting migrated from one database to another database. That is also the truth. As the ETL tester, we
No,
are
no, sorry,
moving
sorry,
the data.
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Data is from flat file to
Huh.
migrate it
Flat
to the database, and
flat file
maybe
to
that is
database.
the Postgres database where we are using the Python scripting to migrate, move the data to cleaning and all the ETL testing process. Some companies are asking to not on premise database. We have to move that to cloud, and mainly they are using either AWS or Azure.
Here I'm covering that both also. You can see I mentioned over here. And one more thing you had asked, migration. Your more question was migration point. So that is under methodologies of the ETL testing. Okay, as the ETL tester, what are the methodologies you have used, or as the ETL tester, what are the strategies you have used? So here it will get covered. So as the ETL tester, what is the strategy we have used and methodologies we have used? So here we have to say data completeness test, data transformation test, data uh, consent testing, m- duplicate data check, data migration testing. Okay, so wait, I will show you guys in the content also where it is mentioned in the content. 1 minute only.
We are not going to cover here the Azure AWS things.
But that more in 90% companies are demanding Azure. Sorry.
Um, Sir, I'm asking like we are not going to cover the Azure and AWS in this course.
1 minute, give me 1 minute, just I will finish his answer. Okay, otherwise it will get mixed up. 1 minute only. So here you can see here data integration testing and threshold value validation testing. Another, here you can see the thing, migration testing. Okay, that is also our content only. Inside the topic, those will get covered inside the topic because it is not possible to mention everything in the syllabus. Not sorry, pardon, not in the syllabus. This is the that is actually the part of methodology of the ETL testing. Okay, you can see I had mentioned over here the migration part as your question. Okay, you can see methodology of the ETL testing. Under that, it will get covered. Okay, yeah, I feel that you got the answer or any question else.
Yes, so that you are covering all the things. The main
Mm-hmm.
question is that migrating data, we are using
Mm-hmm.
here the basically the Informatica tool, right, sir?
Correct.
So
Correct.
there is another tool, Talend, or
Mm-hmm.
another. There is also
Tanland, IBS, SSIS, IBM Info,
there
Informatica.
are, yes, but
Total 22. Mhm. Yeah,
uh,
actually
Ta-
total 22
Talend.
ETL tools are there. And Tibico, Informatica, Tanland, SSIS, these are one of the tools. Okay. So here in the running class, why I am using Informatica, why I am not using the Tanland or SSIS or the different, because 22 ETL tools are there. So why I am not using that one? The reason for the same is because if you have been trained for the Informatica, then easily you can work for the Tanland, Tipico, SSIS, and the remaining. But imagine that if you had worked trained for Tanland or SSIS, and the work package is for the Informatica, then at that time you guys will face the issue while performing the task. So whenever the opening will come, and if in your resume, imagine that Informatica is mentioned and the opening is for the Informatica. Okay. Though then your resume will get shortlisted. This is scenario one. Scenario two. Imagine that in your resume, Tanland is mentioned and opening is for the Informatica. Then your resume will not get shortlisted. Now consider another scenario. Imagine that the opening is for the Tanland and in your resume Informatica is mentioned, then your resume will get shortlisted. Why it will get shortlisted? Because in the resume I didn't mention Tanland, it is mentioned Informatica. Then why it will get shortlisted? The reason for the same is because those who had worked for the Informatica, they can easily perform the task on the Tanland, SSIS, and the remaining. Total 22 ETL tools are there. And among all those ETL tools, Informatica is ruling the market. That's the reason. Okay.
Okay, so if we are doing this course, then we will able to test the data on the data mesh side, Azure, AWS side, or any other
Everywhere.
side.
Exactly. Because the reason for the same is what actually Azure is. Azure is a cloud. AWS is a cloud where you have to load the data. Testing how you will do.
Mm-hmm.
So testing will always be done by using the SQL. This is the interview
Yeah.
question also. Okay, actually this is the interview question also. In the interview, they will ask the question that tell me how by using the Informatica how you will validate the data. So this is not a question. This is a trap because with the help of
Mm-hmm.
Informatica, we cannot validate the data. With the help of Informatica, we can load the data only. Testing or validation will be done always by using SQL. Okay, on the same manner, and land over there. So always the validation will be done by using the SQL Oracle. Okay.
Okay. So as in
Okay.
my last company, they were using the Snowflake, and exactly they were doing they were fetching the data from the open source government sites, and
Mm-hmm.
they transform that data into the readable format like flat or Knox file, and
Mm-hmm.
then we like after ETL we validate that particular files like files are uploading
Correct.
correctly or there is any mismatch or these things.
Hmm.
And in my
Correct.
current company, what they are doing, they are fetching the data from the open source and they are putting it in the S3 bucket. And then we are
Mm-hmm.
getting it in the Postgres final tables and we are validating those final tables. So,
Correct.
if we will work in the Informatica, are we able to complete all these scenarios or cover all these scenarios?
Definitely. Because just now you confirmed that previous company was using the Snowflake. So here you can see that is
Mm-hmm.
also my content. Okay, along with that, one added star schema also. Okay, so now, so this star schema doesn't matter or the Snowflake schema. The star schema or Snowflake schema, technically in the it will be designed by database architecture or data modeler. They are responsible for designing the schema. Okay, as a ETL tester, we are responsible to load the data. Where? In the table. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
the data which we load, that data only we validate in the dimension table. Technically, I will come over here. So here, the
Mm-hmm.
data which we will load it, that will be our responsibility. And this architectural design, which you can see, technically it will be the part of database architecture or data modeler. Okay, in depth and detail
Mm-hmm.
also, you can see that is I mentioned clearly over here
One
that
question, dear.
mhm.
Is Informatica is licensed tool or can we use the free version also? I'm just asking.
It is a free version. If you want to use the licensed version, you can use the licensed version also, but it will cost a lot. Okay. So
Okay.
my recommendation that for the class and the learning perspective, go with the open tool and that we will provide. Not need not to worry that we will provide.
Okay.
We will be
Okay.
responsible to provide you all the software.
Okay. It's a trial version or will it expire? Is it okay to use
No,
it for
it
a
will
while?
not expire unless and until Earth is there, unless and until we are
Okay.
breathing. Till
Great.
that time, I assure that it will run. It will
Thank you.
use
Thank you, dear.
laptop may got crash, but Informatica will not.
Okay. Thank you.
One more question,
Strongly
sir.
welcome. Hmm. No
Uh,
problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Suppose there is a one flat file, we have text file in
Mm-hmm.
a source, and we move that data to our database by using any tool, Talent, Pentaho, or the Informatica.
Hmm. Correct.
Right. Now, in
Mm-hmm.
the flat file, assume that there is a 1 lakh data.
Mm-hmm.
So, how I will check that all the data is properly inserted in my table or not without using any scripting language?
Mm-hmm. No. The very first thing here, a little twist in your question. You had asked that you have the data in the flat file. You had moved the data into the target. Correct.
Yes.
So can you please confirm the target is in the flat file format or database format?
Database format.
Then the very first approach is that you have to convert flat file and database file into a single format. Then only you can make it process. Else not. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, sorry, pardon. Actually, I had got the office call. So here the very first approach is that we have to convert our flat file and database file into a single format. Then only we can make it process. Okay. Consider one day-to-day example. Imagine that if I will say the distance between my home to Devyani home is 500 meter, and the distance between my home to Dinesh home is 2 kilometers. So anyone, can you please confirm whose home is nearer? Devyani is
Divya home,
500
right? Yeah.
and Dinesh is 2 kilometers. Who is nearer?
Divyani, right?
Devyani is nearer. So how you guys can confirm that Devyani is nearer? Here you can see the information was given 500 meter. Second information was given 2 kilometer. So what in the backend we have done? So either we have to convert meter to kilometer or kilometer to meter. Then only we can do the comparison. Without conversion, if I will do the comparison like 502, then we will get the wrong data. So the very first approach is, if my source table and target table is in two different formats, then the very first approach is that we have to convert into a single format. Then only we can make it process, else not. Okay, this is your first answer. Your second answer was that how we will validate the data. So this one I will show you over here, because if I will give the answer completely, the remaining people will get confused, but I will not leave you with empty hands. You can see this is the thing. That is also our content. Okay, data completeness test. So once we load the data from the source table to the target table, we do data completeness test. That is mandatory. It makes sure that all the data is loaded properly. And in depth and detail, I will teach you in the running class. Okay, you can see here down, I had mentioned that thing and how it will be done with practical I will show. Okay, now anyone else also having any question? Anjali, Chaitanya, Devi, Devyani, Dinesh, Isha, Kiran, Priyanka, Prashant, Prathamesh, Rahul, anyone, Seema, Subha, Subham, Som, Sweta, or anyone whose name I missed? Okay. Pin drop.
One thing, Vinay, I think you're already covering it. Mostly the data validations are covered, right? In terms of, for example, I have a 1 million data in the source, and I want to
Mhm.
validate with a target, right?
Correct.
So, right, for example, there are duplicates, there are primary keys, null values, all those things, correct?
Correct. Hmm.
Perfect.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, major data validations. Yeah.
Then can
Wanted
you
to make
please
sure.
complete the question? This is the scenario. Can
Sorry,
you?
sorry, sorry, I'm getting a call. 1 second.
No problem. No worries. You can ask the question after the call. No issue. Now, meanwhile, anyone else also having any question? Okay. Pin drop silence means no question. So now, guys. So here, the next thing. The moment if I will cover we will do the course, then after the course, what is the scope of the CTL testing? What is the opening for the CTL testing? Okay, because this is the very first question which can strike. Okay, so if I will say that yes, 5,000 opening is there, 10,000 opening is there, or 20,000 opening is there, then it will look like a fishy word. So rather than trusting on me, you just open the Google Chrome and there you just type naukri.com. Okay, for your reference, just I will open it over here, and here you can just type ETL testing. Here you can just mention ETL testing, the key skills, and UA, SQL, and this one. And here you can just mention the location, Bangalore, and click on search. Hello. Now, so guys, here you can see, pardon. Now, so here you can see that 35,508 opening is there. I had just mentioned the location, guys, Bangalore. Okay, in India, In every metro city, the opening is there. Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Pune, Kolkata, Delhi, Noida, Gurgaon, and so on. Okay, every Hyderabad, Secunderabad, everywhere the opening is there. Yeah, definitely the opening in the Bangalore is higher compared to other places, but only in one city you can see what is the opening. Okay, 35,000 plus opening. It means a lot. You can see it is getting posted few hour ago. Okay, every time it is getting posted. Okay, and here you can see. Okay, 1 week and everything. So total you can see this is what the opening is. 35,000 plus opening is there, guys. Okay, and whatever the thing for this course is, whatever the thing is required to crack the interview and to work in the organization, each and everything I will cover it from the scratch. Okay. Now, anyone, any question? Final call.
Yeah, can you just open the naukri.com, sir?
This one, okay. Naukri.com. Yeah.
And go a
You can see
little
the
down.
key skills you have to
Click on
mention.
second job.
Sorry,
Job.
pardon.
Yeah, second job. Second job.
This one.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Mhm. You can see over here multiple is there. Okay, with
JD,
different work history.
JD, they have not mentioned correct. Read more. Click on read more. Yes. See the JD. They have never mentioned. They did not mention anywhere the Informatica. They mentioned
See, every
AWS.
yeah, correct. AWS and SSIS you can see.
SSI is
SSIS
Microsoft.
SQL Server Integration Services. Okay, and SQL we are doing. And just now I had confirmed that if in your resume Informatica is mentioned, okay, then if the opening is coming with SSIS or Tanland, then your resume will get shortlisted. But imagine that if in your resume SSIS or Tanland is mentioned, and here the opening is for the Informatica, then those for that your resume will not get shortlisted. Reason, those who had worked for with the help of Informatica, they can perform the task easily with SSIS and Tanland. But those who had worked with the Tanland, they will not able to perform the task on Informatica. That is the reason why I am covering the Informatica. Okay, because total 22 ETL tools are there. This is one of the ETL tool. Here it is showing SSIS. Maybe somewhere it will show Tanland. Somewhere it will show IBM tool, guys. Okay, don't get confused with the company. Somewhere it will display Informatica. Total 22 tools are 22 ETL tools are there.
So these all tools are for data migration. Correct, sir?
No, it can be used for data migration, data validation also. Okay, data transfer also, data cleansing also, for everywhere.
Yes.
It will be.
So why the company will use the paid tool when the
No,
some PDI are free of cost available and lesser than Informatica in terms
that
of
is
cost?
that is actually the company question. I'm not supposed to give the answer, but the thing is that why the Informatica is most popular among all. So the answer for the same is because the losing the data by using the Informatica is having very lesser chances. If we are loading the data, imagine that 2 lakh record with the help of Informatica, then suppose Informatica is taking 1 hour. Just giving example. So for 2 lakh record, if Informatica is taking 1 hour, SSIS will take minimum 3.5 hours. Tanland will take minimum 2.5 hours. Okay, so here the performance wise also Informatica is very very fast. So that's why the companies prefer Informatica, but not mandatory. Okay, but those who had worked for the Informatica, because Informatica is vast among all these tools. So those who have already worked for the Informatica, they can easily perform the task over here. No.
So Vinay, I have a quick question. So
Hmm.
if you remove from that SAT criteria the SQL part, because the job description which we are showing, this is the developer opening only. So if you
Mhm.
remove the SQL keyword, can you
Hmm.
just show me means how many openings are there for this
So
Informatica
definitely,
tool
definitely.
ETL testing?
Because SQL is also gonna use, but if you want, I can remove that
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
I do understand. Yeah, just please remove that.
Actually,
Yeah, now sir.
sir, whenever the interview
Now you
schedule,
can see. Okay, one by one.
90% of the interviewer ask the developer questions.
Because developers, definitely developer will be there, and if developer opening is there, definitely tester opening will be there, because whatever the things will be developed for the by the developer, those things will be tested by the tester. Because if imagine that if any company development post is coming, then definitely after that testing post will come, because once the developer has performed their task, testers required to validate the thing. Developer cannot and they will not validate. Okay, that's why tester is required. Imagine that in one company, consider example that in the IBM only, ETL development opening you guys can see. So first they will fill the position of development, and then they will fill the testing position also. Okay, because so the development should done, then after the testing will be done. And now one of you had asked to remove the SQL, and then then here you can see 32,368 opening.
Okay. Yeah.
Any question?
So, what is the basic job role of the tester? If they are responsible to migrate data from source to the target, they are cleaning. So, what the
Mhm.
developer does there?
So data cleaning will be done by the developer. Data validation will be done by us. Consider one example. Imagine that in a table I have some
Sir,
duplicate
yeah,
values.
correct. I understand, sir. I
Mhm.
100% agree. But out of 10 interview, in 8 interview, interviewer asks how you clean the data.
Yes. So data cleansing will be done by removing the duplicate values from the
No,
table.
no.
That is
I
also our,
say this question is from tester.
because they wanted to know that apart from your day-to-day life, what extra do you know? Okay. So it will get added as an extra advantages. Whatever
So you
the
mean,
things
sir,
you find
I'm
on
a
the
functional tester, so I should write the Java code to develop the application. That is an extra advantage.
Mhm. That is fine. That is fine. You can write down that is your extra curricular activities. Here you can see data quality. Okay, wait a minute. I will show where I had mentioned, because data complete mein just a minute. The question which you had asked for the cleansing part. Okay, now so here you can see duplicate data check testing. So as the ETL tester, we are responsible to remove to find the duplicate values from the table. Is there any duplicate value available or not? Okay, we are responsible for that. So that doesn't mean that we should not be aware that how to find the duplicate values from the table. If you have higher experience, imagine that 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, or 10 years of work experience, then from that the expectation will go high. So you should be aware that how to delete the duplicate values from the table, and as well as how to find the duplicate values from the table. Okay, so that's why as a ETL tester, we are responsible to find the duplicate values from the table. But if we are showing higher experience, imagine that someone is going with 2 years, 3 years of work experience. So from them, they will ask that how to find the duplicate values from the table. But the same thing, imagine that ETL tester, someone is going with 10 years of work experience. So from them, they will ask that how to find the duplicate values from the table and how to remove the duplicate values from the table. That too is our question only. Okay, because data cleansing is also one of the responsibilities by the developer. Data cleansing will be done by the developer, and that data has been cleaned correctly or not, that will be done by using us. Means data validation, you can say. Okay, so it completely depends upon the experiences. Yeah, go ahead for the next question. Okay, in one line, I will say, guys, for all the questions, that whatever the thing is needed for the ETL testing to crack the interview and to work in the organization, each and everything will get covered. Each and everything will get covered. And previously, also, we had given a very good result from the candidates, and those who have taken the classes, they have got a very good result. Some of the people have been placed within a week of course completion. And that is a list of candidates, not only one or two candidates, there are a list of candidates. Reason why? Because for the ETL, the demand is high and the supply is lesser. Okay, most of the people are not aware about the ETL testing. They are not aware what actually the ETL testing is. And the demand you can see only in a single city. After removing the SQL was also one of the keyword. Then also we can see 32,368 opening is there for the ETL. Okay, and you can see for all experience group, 4 year, 9 years. If I will filter it, imagine that I will filter it for 3 years. Okay, just for the reference, and then observe how much opening is there. Then also 11,474 opening is there. Okay, in that I am considering 1.5 thousand opening is just a junk. Then also 10,000 opening is there. Okay. Any question, guys? Okay, silence means no question. Then now today we are going to start with the very first topic for data warehouse. Okay, so let me open the content. Before opening the content, anyone, any question? Final call. Okay, so today I will start the topic with data warehouse. So you guys will get an idea the way how I will cover. So the how the remaining topics will get covered. You will get one idea. Now the very first topic is data warehouse. So the question is, what is data warehouse? So guys, what do you mean by warehouse? So warehouse means the place where we used to store anything. Okay. And then what do you mean by data warehouse? So data warehouse means the place where we used to store the data. If in the interview they ask the question that what is a data warehouse, and then you say the place where we used to store the data, that is data warehouse. So this is the correct answer, but you will get rejected for this answer. Why I will get rejected for this answer after giving the correct answer also? Because your answer is correct, but it is not up to the mark to crack the interview. Then what exactly you have to deliver the answer? Then you have to say data warehouse is nothing. It is subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non-volatile collection of the data. Data warehouse is subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non-volatile collection of the data. Now, what do you mean by subject oriented? So guys, subject oriented means a data warehouse can be used to analyze a particular subject area. For example, sales can be a particular subject. So what does it mean? So now understand in a normal language. So consider one example. Imagine that you guys are working in Wipro. Okay. So in the Wipro guys, there are so many departments are there. HR department, IT department, networking department, marketing department. Like that, there are so many departments are there. So if you will go to the HR team and you will ask which software Vinay is using, so are they able to answer this question? No, they will say that no, I am not maintaining this data. I am maintaining the data only for the name and salary. Correct. On the same manner, if you will go to the IT team and you will ask how much salary Vinay is getting, so are they able to answer this question? No. They will say that we are not maintaining the salary information. We are maintaining the software information. Okay. So here you can see both the team are working in the same organization, Wipro. Both the team are maintaining the data for the same person, Vinay. But then also they are not aware about each other's information. So technically, HR department is maintaining a very single subject data, that is salary information. IT department is maintaining a very single subject information, that is software. So what do you mean by subject oriented? So guys, subject oriented means the information related to very particular subject only, that is called subject oriented. Okay, the information related to very particular subject only is called subject oriented. Now, how we can relate it to the project point of view? So guys, for the project point of view, consider one example. Imagine that you guys are working in a Wipro. Okay, for the client Johnson and Johnson. So Kiran is maintaining the data for Johnson and Johnson baby oil, and uh, imagine Prashant is maintaining the data for Johnson and Johnson baby shampoo. So if we will go to Prashant, Prashant, can you please confirm what is the sales going on for Johnson and Johnson baby powder? What he will say? He will say, I have no idea. I am not maintaining the data. I am maintaining only data for Johnson and Johnson baby shampoo. On the same manner, if you will go to Kiran, Kiran, can you please confirm what is the sales going on for Johnson and Johnson moisturizer? What he will say? He will say, I have no idea. I am maintaining only data for Johnson and Johnson baby oil. Correct. So here you guys can see both the team is working in the same, both the people are working in the same organization. Both the person is working for the same client, but then also they are not aware about each other's information. So technically, the data which is getting maintained by Kiran, that is one subject. The data which is getting maintained by Prashant, that is another subject. So what do you mean by subject oriented? So subject oriented means the information related to very particular subject only, that is called subject oriented. Okay. Next one is integrated. So guys, what do you mean by integrated? So integrated means a data warehouse integrates the data from multiple data sources. Okay. So what does it mean? So it means, consider example first. Imagine that you guys are working in a Wipro. So in the Wipro, so many departments are there: HR department, IT department, networking department, marketing department. So many departments are there. So just imagine that end of the day, what these all department have to do. So these all department have to load their data into a single place. Okay, imagine that all the department end of the day they have to load the data into a single place. So the process of loading the data from multiple sources. Multiple source means what? HR department, IT department, networking, marketing. Okay, multiple sources are there. So loading the data from multiple sources to a single place, that is called integration. Now, how we can relate it to the project point of view? So for the project point of view, so Kiran and Prashant, both of them were working in the Wipro for the client Johnson and Johnson for one particular sales. Okay, Johnson and baby oil and Johnson shampoo. So end of the day, what they have to do? So guys, end of the day, they have to load the data into a single place with the help of Informatica. Okay, they have to load the data into a single place. So the process of loading the data from multiple sources to a single place, that is called integration. So why they have to load the data into a single place? Why Kiran and Prashant have to load the data into a single place? Reason, because once they will load the data, those data will be extracted by the BI team, and BI team will generate the report, guys. For that perspective, we are maintaining the data and many more uses is there. Okay, so now what do you mean by subject oriented? So information related to very particular subject only is called subject oriented. What do you mean by integrated? Loading the data from multiple sources to a single place is called integrated. Now, anyone, any question, guys, for these 2 points? Okay, pin of silence means no question. Then the next one is time variant. So, guys, what do you mean by time variant? So, time variant means historical data is kept into the data warehouse. For example, one can retrieve the data for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or even older from the data warehouse. So what does it mean? So it means, guys, that historical data is kept into the data warehouse. So it means as a ETL tester, we are working always, we will get a chance to work on the historical data, never on the current data. Current data means what? Means whatever the sales is going on today. Technically, it will be called as current data. And whatever the sales has been done yesterday, day before yesterday, 2 months back, 3 months back, 6 months back, 1 year back, 2 year back, 5 year back, those all data will be called as historical data. So as a ETL tester, we will always get a chance to work on the historical data, never on the current data. And the last point is non-volatile. Non-volatile means once the data is loaded in the data warehouse, it will not change. Okay, once the data is loaded in the data warehouse, it will not change. So historical data in the data warehouse should never be altered. What does it mean? It means, guys, before loading the data, means the Kiran and the Prashant, before loading the data, they have to make sure whatever the data they are going to load, it should be a proper data. It should be a proper data. Proper data means what? Proper data means it should not contain any duplicate value. It should not contain any extra space on the left side of column. It should not contain any extra space on the right side of the column. Imagine that in a table, I have ID, name, and location. So ID is mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How the name is mentioned, imagine that name is mentioned somewhere, it is mentioned Rahul. So Rahul, all the letters capital letter. Somewhere it is mentioned Anjali, all the letter is small letter. Somewhere it is mentioned Devyani, D capital, A small, V capital, Y small, A capital, N small. Somewhere it is mentioned Seema. So SEE in capital letter, MA in the small letter. Somewhere it is mentioned Kiran. Before K, so many extra spaces there. Okay. Somewhere it is mentioned Subha. So after A, so many extra spaces there. Somewhere it is mentioned Som. So before S, so many extra spaces there, and after M also, so many extra spaces there. So many means we don't know. Maybe 2 space, 5 space, no idea. So what we have to do, can we load this type of data? Answer is no. Before loading the data, we have to make sure that it should be proper data. Okay, so how we will make sure? By using the SQL, and that too I will teach you guys with practical. So if in the interview they ask the question, what is a data warehouse? Then what exactly you have to say? You have to say data warehouse is subject oriented, integrated, time variant, okay, time variant and non-volatile collection of the data. And then if they ask what do you mean by subject oriented, what do you mean by integrated, then one by one you have to explain. Okay, now anyone, any question? Okay, silence means no question. Just maintain the same silence in the interview. Direct, you guys will get off later. Anyone, any question, guys? Okay, silence means no question. Then we are done for the day. Again, we will connect tomorrow, same time, same link. For more information related to classes or anything, you guys can contact the Kumar who has contacted you for the classes. You can or you can ping in the WhatsApp group also. For all the technical answer, I will be responsible to give you the answer, guys. For all the
Vinay,
technical
timings
question,
will be same, right?
yeah, timing will
8:30.
be same. Yeah, timing will
Okay.
be same. Okay,
Okay.
8:30 to 9:30.
Do you have any other batches running, Vinay? I'm just asking in different time.
Yeah, we are planning. Actually, we are running 3 batches for now,
Okay.
and this is the one batch which is running, and the remaining
Okay.
batches is already, so you can say 50%, 70% is over. So it will once it will be done, then we will plan for the another. But this is
And
the
this
latest
time is
time.
okay for me. Just that I work in a UK timing, so I'll be like working at this time, but I can manage. In case you have different batch running, I can join. Otherwise, I'll continue with this time. That's okay.
It will this match will be better because from here I will start. It is from the scratch now, and
Hmm.
it will be
Yeah,
fun.
that's better. Yeah, that's better.
And because
That's
for
okay.
every day classes, you guys will get the recording also. Daily
Right,
basis,
right.
you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the recording of your class only. So by any means, if anyone is missing the class, like due to office meeting or
Right, right.
traveling or
Yeah.
any that factor, so they will have the recording. They can go with the recording also. Whenever they will have the question, they can ask the question. Okay.
Okay, that's okay, Vinay. In case if I can't return, I'll go through the recording. That will help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Now,
question I have.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just want to know that as a ETL tester, we will do the validation part of the things. So the
Correct.
validation part, we
Mm-hmm.
are performing that when we migrate data from source to database, right?
Move. We move, not migrate. Because migration means you can say one database to another database. And if we will use the
Okay,
word move, then
we
we will
move.
be using the
Suppose,
same database.
yeah,
Because wording matters a lot in the interview.
from
Don't say
flat
that.
file,
Because,
from
correct,
fla-
correct,
from flat
correct.
file, we are
Mhm.
moving data to our database for the
Correct.
testing
Okay.
purpose, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we are writing, we are either we are using some tool or we are writing the Python script to move the data. Now there we
Any,
are valid. What is the role? Is
Mhm.
this movement is done by the developer or by the tester?
Movement will be done by the tester, by us only. Okay, data
Okay,
movement technically,
okay.
you
So
can say loading. Loading the data will be done by us only, and validation will also be done by us only. The
okay,
transformation part, which data needs to be get loaded, that logic will be applied by the developer. Loading will be our responsibility, and validation also our responsibility.
so
That's
loading from
practical.
flat file to database or from database to data warehouse.
Both, both.
So both is developer part, correct?
No, tester part. Tester part.
Okay,
We are
okay, okay,
responsible for loading the data from the flat file to the database file, and we are responsible for loading the data database file to database file. Loading will
okay.
be our responsibility. Extraction means the source table extraction from the sources. It will be the responsibility of developer. Applying the transformation logic, it will be the responsibility of developer. Okay. Loading part will be our part, and that way I will show these all things with practical.
Okay, so sir, now I understand that loading part from flat, suppose from flat file to database, the loading is done by the tester. Now the tester
Correct.
gives the database to clean and all the things to the developer.
Cleaning will be developer responsibility. Cleaning will be, imagine, removing the duplicate values from the table. It will be developer responsibility. Whether
So
this table contains duplicate or not, that validation is our part. Means we are responsible to check the duplicate values from the table. If any duplicate value is found, we will inform the developer. Developer will delete the duplicate values from the table. Okay. So consider example. Here you can say, I will show you 1 minute only. Like imagine that we will write
developer
down
is
the
creating
sentence.
the table, right, sir?
Wrong. Developer will not, he will get the data in the cloud, the source table. Target table he will create.
So where
We are,
developer clean the
Mhm.
data?
Developer will clean the data
Where?
in the
From
SQL.
the
SQL.
no,
In the
SQL
SQL.
I understand SQL query by SQL query, but
Yes.
suppose there is a flat file, you move
Mhm.
data to the Postgres SQL, correct?
Mhm. Okay.
Now, in the Postgres SQL, let's say employee table, there are lots of
Mhm.
information available on the employee, and there is a flat file that is a text file you received, and you
Mhm.
move that data to the Postgres SQL employee table, correct?
Correct.
Now, in the Postgres SQL employee table, developer is cleaning the data, correct?
Correct.
It means we are creating a table on the staging area where we move the data and then we say developer to clean this, right?
No, you are mixing the responsibilities. Okay.
No,
You are
actually,
actually,
before,
that,
pardon, sir,
uh,
I want to answer this. Actually, before loading the data to the staging table, developer job is to transform that data and convert it into the like whatever requirement is provided in the requirement document. And
exactly.
after that transformation, and then the
What do you mean,
developer
ma'am, ma'am,
load the
ma'am,
data to staging
Let
ma'am?
her
table.
finish because she is doing
Sorry to
correct.
interrupt
Let
you.
her.
What do you mean by
Mhm.
transformation here? Where the
Business
developer
By
performs this
transformation,
activity?
yes, by
transformation means
transformation
business.
means that if we want to make any changes to the data, like we are going to add dimensions to the data, or
Where?
applying some calculation. This is all. This all happened before the staging table.
Oh,
Before the
means the staging
Yes.
table is the second table, third is the warehouse, the first
it is
table,
the third
right?
place. Technically, it is the third place. Source to landing, landing to staging. Okay, source table will be moved from source to landing, landing to staging. In the
Hmm.
staging area, the, the historical data which we have received. Imagine that you are working for the banking project. Okay, so whatever the transaction has been done yesterday, so developer will extract those data from the source. Okay, from the source he will keep into the landing, and from the landing it will be moved to the staging. This is the third phase. In the staging area, he will perform data cleansing part. Means, imagine that this is one of the scene you can see. Removing the duplicate values from the table if there is any. Removing the null if it is not expected. Wherever it is not expected, means he will perform these all things. Technically, it is called data cleansing. Once it is done, so developer is a human being. He may do some mistake. Maybe he has not written the syntax to remove the duplicate values from the table. Correct. And he has sent it for the testing. So what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is we will write down the syntax. Okay. To find the duplicate values from the table. This is our part. So if we didn't receive any duplicate value, means it is a in this
Yes.
table there is no duplicate value.
Yes.
But imagine that if there is, we found some duplicate value, then if we find any duplicate value, we will take the screenshot and we will inform the developer. So what developer will do? So developer will write down the syntax to remove the duplicate values from the table, means to delete the duplicate value. So this one will be the development part. But as in the interview, as one of you had asked the question, that in the interview they're asking the question, that is the truth. So that's why I used to cover that also in the important question. How to delete the duplicate